country, all earthly things above, entire and whole and perfect, the service of my love. The love that asks no question, the love that stands the test, that lays upon the altar, the dearest and the best. The love that never falters, the love that pays the price, the love that makes undaunted the final sacrifice. I vow to thee, my country, all earthly things above, entire and whole and perfect, the service of my love. And there's another country I've heard of long ago, most dear to them that love her, most great to them that know. We may not count her armies, we may not see her king. Her fortress is a faithful heart, her pride is suffering. And soul by soul and silently her shining bounds increase, and her ways are ways of gentleness, and all her paths are peace. I heard my country calling away across the sea, across the waste of waters. She calls and calls to me, her love that asks no question, her love that stands the test, that lays upon the altar, the dearest and the best. I vow to thee, my country, all earthly things above, entire and whole and perfect, the service of my love.
Morning! Welcome to Lego City Buildings with turn the sound off for that video, shouldn't I? Hi, welcome back everybody. We are back for Tuesday. I'm already getting things bing-bonging in. I'm not sure what that bing-bong was, but we will see where we go. We're not going to do a Kahoot today, guys. I apologise. We're going to have a shorter stream today, probably about 20 minutes or so at maximum. But we will be back. We will have Kahoot the rest of the week. Okay. I apologise. I know some people really look forward to that. Welcome back. This is for you, Mr. Tilley. Welcome back to Halton Towers. I have been asked to do a roller coaster video background, so maybe you should let me know a ride that we could do there. Good morning message from Gracie May. With her dogs on her windowsill. That sounds potentially dangerous. Hello, Ali and Mohammed. Yeah, sorry guys, no Kahoot today, but the rest of this week definitely, my friends. And Kayla and Courtney are lurking out there as well. Hey guys, welcome back. I've got loads of really great work to show you today, so we're going to get straight onto that one. But thank you to Max for requesting the Lego background, which is super. Let's go over, here we are, lovely stuff. Right, the first bit of work is from Cameron, and he has done a fabulous design of a robot here. I think this is excellent because he's used his design and technology skills in a way that never get to necessarily use it in this humanoid robot creature. I like the very large big head determiner at the top here. The handwriting, the spelling, the focus, and the artwork itself is absolutely fantastic. And then when we look onto the next screen over here, it's very slightly cut off, unfortunately, by my big old head. Let's expand. There you go. Let's expand that out. How it contributes to society. So year 5 were given a project over Easter to design a robot and how it could contribute to society rather than anything else. And this is a helpful doctors and nurses, but I really like this in the middle here. It can do more like save people from fires or save people at sea or something like that. I think a waterproof robot is a very good idea. I think that's very, very intelligent. And I really like the eco-friendly aspect as well. Being an eco school, I think that's really, really important. So Cameron, that is a tremendous bit of work, young man. Very, very, very well done. The next bit is from Harry. And I loved this here because this is year 1, I believe. I apologise if I've got that wrong. Talking about the sun being out. And they have drawn a picture from their story. It's an absolutely beautiful bit of artwork. You know, even got cloud movement going on there, Harry. That's absolutely tremendous. And then justifying. And today our work help is going to be about reading. And favourite part of the story, the sun is out. That makes me happy and warm. I like the blossom. Alfie is happy because spring is here. Look at that writing. That is absolutely incredible. And talking about feelings as well is tremendous. And my class will tell you I love anything that uses a because. Anything that gives you a bit of proof, anything that has you proving what you know and saying because, I think is really, really great. So that is tremendous there. Well done. Over to Kira. And this is another robot here, the Danger Device 2001. He saves the world from danger, can fly, be speedy, save the world from alien invasions, and can skateboard as well. Power through the plug socket, and he can take power to charge himself. As an army robot, he saves the Earth from invasions. Absolutely, of course. I love the fact that Kira has spent her time making this creature. And if you compare the two images, again, it's a bit cut off. Let's get rid of me. There we go. You can see that actually her created version is very, very similar. We always say to the children, whatever you plan, plans change, don't worry about that. But she has followed her plan very, very carefully there, hasn't she? Which I think is tremendous. So that is fantastic, Kira. And I know Kira's here for the quizzes, I think every day. If not, she's missed maybe 1 or 2. But yes, so one of our very loyal viewers there, Kira, thank you very much for that. This is hay fever is getting me today. I've never really suffered from hay fever, but it's really getting to me at the moment. So here we are. So this is from Luca in my class, and I set them an art project, do a piece of artwork, but in a different style, and he has adapted it, the Scream Life Centre. I mean, it's just comedy genius. The ability, that play on words is fantastic. And I like the boats of dread, relaxing on the boats of dread at the Scream Life Centre, walking on the sidewalk, spot any floating piece of plastic. And I do like, though, that he's thought about the eco message, the tons of plastic floating in the sea every year. I had no idea it was that high, actually, Luca. So you've taught me something there. With the Scream Life Centre, where pollution comes alive, and of course, is it Munch's Scream, the very famous image there. I think that is absolutely brilliant. And he did others as well. The Mona Pizza was another one that Luca came up with, and I thought that was fab. So, young man, very, very well done, and thank you. Let's have a look at some messages very briefly. A couple more coming in. Hello again to the buttons. I'm going to be using your psychic test later, so be ready for that one. Oscar just finished today's math, says he loves it. Can we have more? Oh, okie doke. I'll have to actually go and have a look at what. I'm trying to remember what I set for today's math. I will go and have a look. Oscar and Alice would like to shout out to everybody in Arberg and Lear classes, all the adults too. Well, hello to you guys. And Amelia and Eliza are also here. Amelia has requested a Blackpool Illuminations background. Yeah, something rolled. We could go on the big one, couldn't we? There's got to be a on stream view of the big one at Blackpool. Eliza asked for trolls. Oh, pictures of the night. Right, I'm going to use that, guys. I'm going to use those pictures you've sent me. And hello to Lily as well, saying hello to everybody in her class. Let's carry on looking at some work as well here. So we have got up next. Ah, yes, this I was really impressed with. So this is from Sophia. And this was sent to me a while back and I never used it. Sorry, Sophia. Feel a bit bad about that one. This is her planning format. So for most classes, for a lot of classes in the juniors this week, we've set a writing task. And planning out what you're going to do and being able to work out the features of your work is really, really important. If we just say write a story, fair enough, it might be very good, but you've got to have the good features of writing in there. Sophia went through and analysed her own piece of writing, and I thought this was very impressive. So if I look here, here is, let's have a zoom. And let's go over here. Let's check that looks all right. That looks all right. Leopard, a magnificent cat. Leopards are powerful cats related to lions, tigers, and jaguars. Leopards are found in Africa, Asia, India, and China. So she's highlighted some of it purpley, some of it yellow. We can see we've got red bullet points down there, a red star, a blue dot. And if we go look at her plan here, the blue dot is technical language. Okay, let's go and look. Lifespan, definitely. Camouflage, definitely. Perfect use of those there. Introductory paragraph is her yellow marking. Well, it is. She has summarised what a leopard is. That is absolutely brilliant there. Very, very nice. Let's have a look. Topic title covering the whole subject. Has she? A leopard, a magnificent cat. Well, if she starts talking about microwaves halfway down the page, then we know she hasn't done that. But let's have a look. Anything about microwaves? Anything about the moon? Anything? No, look at all that. It's absolutely perfect. She's got her subheadings. Is that what's something there? Factual language as well. Yes, bullet points. That is a young lady trying extremely hard to check that her writing is as good as it can be. So we can definitely do that. And I would love to see that across the writing, across Key Stage 2 this week. I know that we are capable of it. I know that we can do that. So always check in against what we've been asked. And our final bit of work for today. Now this, it took me a minute to understand this one because I'd never heard of this chat before. Let me just check that that's displaying. Yes, it is. It's displaying properly. Peeking just down to the bottom here, you can see Thomas. And part, again, as I've said, my class's job was to take a bit of artwork, create your own version of it. He found this utterly bizarre image by an artist called David Shrigley, who, again, I've had such an art education from my class doing this project, I can tell you that. David Shrigley, very, very interesting artist. And I don't know if you can see it particularly well there, but what is he kicking on the floor? It appears he's kicking his own head, or a head of some form. And the art, the picture, the proportions are all a bit odd. The head is a bit of a weird shape. The arms are a bit of an odd angle compared to if you were doing perhaps a realistic drawing. There are always exceptions, of course, but it was a very odd bit of art. And Tom had a go at doing this himself, and now you have to be able to see this whole thing because this is absolutely brilliant. Look, Tom has copied the pose and has improved on it. So we can see there Tom in his very nice sunglasses. We can see he's got his kit on. And we can see that he is booting his own head into a goal. And I think that is absolutely brilliant. I think that's tremendous. But one other thing that I really, really like is you can see over here that Tom was actually painting using a real easel outside in the garden. I think it's in the garden. It's out somewhere. Looks like out the front. And he is out painting in the sun. But Tom, I can't work out what the black thing across the bridge of your nose is. Or maybe it's just a trick of the light. But did you have an extra bit of equipment or something out there to help you as you were painting? But I think this watercolour, looking at the example here, and then looking at the watercolour version there, I think that's absolutely brilliant. And I was delighted to see the effort that Tom put into that as well. And one thing I have to give props to Tom here. He always explains his work brilliantly. So you can even see he's got a text box over on the right hand side, clearly explaining what he had done here and printing out the picture of his head. Just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It takes a lot of guts to sit there and take a picture of your own head and then kick it into a goal, doesn't it? Okay, Mr. Tillywood, Oblivion. Oh gosh. Okay, yeah, we can do that. Sorry, let me just shrink Tom back down over here. A couple more messages then. Obsessed with Oblivion. We could do Oblivion, certainly. The biggest waste of time roller coaster I've ever been on, though, I have to say. Sorry, Mr. Tilly. Shout out to Imogen and Ethan. I'll say good morning. They're both missing their friends and hope they're all okay. Well, hi, Imogen and Ethan. Mrs. Wright is watching and says a big hello. She loves seeing all your work. Keep it up. It's awesome. Thank you. And some shout outs here from Team, and I can't remember how was it SJM yesterday? Team SJM, SMJ maybe. Joseph would like to say a big hello to all his friends and teachers in Bloom. Matthew would like to say hello to his friends and teachers in Arlberg and Duffy, and I hope they've had a nice Easter break. And Sophie says she misses her friends and her super great teacher in Lear, and of course I have to read that one out, don't I? Nice one, Sophie. I shall remember that when we get back to school, my dear. Don't you worry. That's a big tick on the report at the end of the year, that is. Okay, let's have a look at today's whiteboard work. Here it is. Okay, so this was a request from Kanav to look at the concept of reading. So, reading is... well, we bang on about it all the time, don't we? Reading is massively important. Reading is so important. But being able to move your brain from talking about, I can read all these words, therefore I'm a great reader, we have to be able to move our brains on from that. It's one of the reasons we looked at moving away from the stickered coloured bands at school. Because just because a book's words are harder doesn't necessarily mean you're getting better at reading. You have to be able to understand. You have to be able to ask yourself questions. And I thought this was a really good example of a task. This is something I would expect many of our children to be able to do. So this is not just an upper school thing. This is not just a year 5, 6 thing. This is quite something I would expect lots of our children to be able to do. The task is at the top here. Use the Maya food slides attached, which I am going to do. There we go. To research 5 reasons why corn was important to Maya people and 5 reasons why chocolate was important to Maya people. For a start, you've got to use your reading skill here. Because this first page, it says why corn was important. This first page is about maize. Now, because I taught the Maya 3 years ago, I know this. Would I have necessarily have known that beforehand? I don't know. And that's why we have to read. And I teach my class about the idea of a keyword. So my keyword now is corn. It's a weird keyword, but it's a keyword nonetheless. Corn. I'm going to look for it. Is this a highlighter? I think that's... yes, lovely. I'm going to look for the word corn, because I don't know why I've got maize here. Spelt weird as well. Maize with an I. Odd. And I need to go and have a look and find the word corn. And to scan read, all I'm doing is looking at the words beginning with C. It means I don't get stuck on long words that I don't understand yet. So I might struggle with the word important, which is there. But because I'm only looking for a C at the start, I'm not even going to try and read it. It's not important. Sorry. Crop, nope, no good. Keep on going through. Soil was very dry, made it cut, nope. Calm, nope. Crop again, nope. And all I'm doing is looking for the letter C, and I only stop looking when I see the letter... oh, look, here we are. They would eat nothing but corn. Now, I still don't understand why corn is on here. Okay? So I'm going to keep reading, because surely it's got to be on here somewhere. My farmers will plant me... I'm only looking at the word could. Nope. Commonly... nope. Ah, there is corn. Maize is more commonly known as corn. Right. There's my reading skill now. Because I didn't give up at it, and because I skim read, I looked through and I found the word beginning with C until I found the word corn. So now I know maize means corn, and I know I can get started on this page. And now I'm looking at reasons why this was important. So let's change my highlighter. Why was corn important? Maize was a very important crop. Yeah, great. You write that down as an answer? We're not going to... No, that's not correct. You've just copied down something that already exists. However, the next bit, formed up to 80% of their diet. Okay, so there is a fact. Now, of course, you have to understand percentages to get that. Sorry, year one. You know, that becomes a bit tricky there. But that's a fact, so I could write that down. The Maya had 80% of their diet as maize. I mean, that's I've not brilliantly written that, I'm going to be honest, but that'll do. I could reword that another time. I could change that. That's okay. To plant the maize would make... And then all I do is now I read through. Now I'm not skim reading. Now I'm reading to understand. And I'm reading to see the facts that I can find. So holes will be made in the soil with a sharp bladed wooden digging stick called a dibble. Nice. I don't think that's answering the question. Why was corn important? To plant the corn. No, not important. So I'm going to keep on going. The soil was dry, and if the May rains didn't come, a whole year's crop would be lost. Well, that's kind of important for them, because the whole they're going to die thing. But actually, I don't think that tells me anything. Maybe I've come up with an idea in my head accidentally just there. For thousands of years, the Maya worshipped the maize god. Oh, right. So it's important because they worshipped, or the gods were maybe important to them. I might not get a mark for that, but I'm going to write that down as an idea. They worshipped the god. Maybe. It looks like if they're worshipping a god about corn, then surely corn was important, because if you're worshipping, that's an important thing, right? So importance, and that's where I've now got to start thinking, okay, how do I know something's important? Well, if it involves a god or a religion throughout history, and now people find that very, very important. Staying alive is very, very important. It's why I've written the 80% of their diet thing down. Then I can carry on reading. They believe the first humans were made by the gods from maize dough. So it's important to them because they believe that's what humans were made from. Okay, fine. Believed humans were made from it. My class, if you're watching, you should be screaming at me right now. What have I just done which is absolutely forbidden? I've broken it. There we go. I've used it. It is forbidden. Because we don't know what it means. So I'm going to change that there. I get on my class about that all the time. So now I've got 3. But now, okay, I said 5. So now I need to use my my inference skills, my deduction skills, my interpretation skills to think about why might corn have been important to the Maya. So we've got that. The Maya had 80% of their maize as their diet as maize. That's 1 mark. Now, can I expand on that slightly? Well, I think I said it by accident earlier, didn't I? I think, where's my text box gone? There it is. So I'm learning this new bit of software as I go. I said earlier, if they didn't have... yeah, there we go. If they didn't have maize, they would die of starvation. Okay. I'm going to be honest, I might be biased because I'm writing the question, but I think that's kind of important. There's another one then. So if they didn't have maize, they would die of starvation. Does it say it on this page? No, it doesn't. But I've exhausted this page. I've exhausted all the information I can get from here. And now I'm having to either, I could go onto the internet or look for things, or I can use those Derek skills that I've built up to deduce and to infer and to interpret the text and to imagine what it would be like for the Maya people. Now I've got one more thing to think of. If they didn't think of maize, die of starvation, so I've done starvation, talked about their diet, they've worshipped the maize god, and they believed humans were made from maize. So now I need to think, right, okay, why might corn be important, or maize be important? And I'm going to have to look at this here. They would plant maize wherever they could. What does that tell me? What does that tell me about how easily something might grow? And I'm having to make a prediction. I don't know if this is true or not, but because I don't have the information in front of me, if they're planting maize wherever they could, maybe I could get away with, if I can get the thing to work, maize grew easily in lots of places. No, I don't know if that's true. But because it's missing from the text, could I now go and look that up? Yeah, I would go and double check that now. I would go and look that up. So we definitely have 3 from the text. Then I need to have a look and go, okay, what about the other 2 on here? You would do the same task on the chocolate one here. So the Maya used the beans to make a drink. Chocolate, don't need to go and look that up. They would put chili or vanilla in it. It was enjoyed by the rich. That's 2 things. The beans were very valuable. 3. They were used as a form of currency. 4. They used them in religious ceremonies. 5. They mixed them with herbs to make medicine. 6. I mean, that whole page is really useful. That's an easy one. But this maze task here was very difficult. And not only did I have to skim read, I had to use my powers of prediction. I had to use my powers of inference to try and work out the other parts. That's why when you're reading at home, do always do the, what does this word mean? Or can you find another word for this? But also ask about the predictions. What do you think is going to happen here? What might that be? Why might she look furious? That kind of thing. That is very powerful reading, and that is the kind of reading we do as the children move further and further up the school. So this was a year 5 task. My class will tell you I've certainly set them lots of things like this in the past. I've set it in year 3. I know Miss Miles does that as well, and I know the year 2s will have questions like this as well a lot of the time. So, and I have seen fabulous pictures of year 1 Derek. I think I was in Donaldson's page earlier today. Fabulous year 1 Derek going on as well. So reading is a big deal to us here at Home Farm. And I hope this is moderately helpful to you. So I'm going to depart very, very shortly, but I wanted to... here, right. So this is only going to be up on the screen very briefly. Come back to this in the video on demand, perhaps. But I am a psychic man. That's where we're going to go with this. Okay, bear with me. I'm a psychic man, and I already know what your answer is going to be to this puzzle. Okay, so before tomorrow's show, we'll start off tomorrow's show with this. Come back tomorrow having worked out this part here, and I believe anybody can do all this. I believe everybody can do this. Follow the steps from the top. And at the bottom, you will end up with an animal and a fruit and a country. I already know what your animal, your fruit, and your country will be. Which should terrify you, I'm going to be honest. But can we prove my psychic powers to start off tomorrow's stream? I think we can. But come back to this. This is going to disappear so we can have our story from Mrs. Humphreys today. But come back to this one and see if you have an answer ready and raring to go. I will just do one final check. I've had a load of messages come in on here. Ellen. Oh, I've got a video of Ellen for cartwheels. Thank you much. The line is Tom's flip-up sunglasses. Thank you. I will certainly. Thank you. That makes a lot of sense. Flip-up sunglasses. Nice. Hello to Freya's granddad who's set the mystic question. Very nice. Hello, sir. Thank you very much. We'll see if I am psychic. Futuristic background. And we've got other people talk about roller coasters as well. And, designs of board games. So lovely stuff. I will be having a look at that. Thank you to Nathan and family. I will be having a look at your job a little bit later on. So we're going to go to Mrs. Humphreys, but this test, see if you can come back tomorrow with an answer to my psychic question. This has been a slightly shorter stream. I apologise for that one, but we will be back tomorrow and we'll be back with a Kahoot quiz the rest of the week, because I know for some of you, you really enjoy those. I know my mum joins in with it as well, and she was very disappointed to hear there wasn't one today. So sorry about that, folks. However, look after yourselves. I will see you tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock. Bye-bye.
Whatever Next by Jill Murphy. Can I go to the moon? Whatever Next by Jill Murphy. Can I go to the moon? asked Baby Bear. No, you can't, said Mrs. Bear. It's bath time. Anyway, you'd have to find a rocket first. Baby Bear found a rocket in the cupboard under the stairs. He found a space helmet on the draining board in the kitchen and a pair of space boots on the mat by the front door. He packed his teddy and some food for the journey and took off up the chimney. Whoosh! Out into the night. An owl flew past. That's a smart rocket, he said. Where are you off to? The moon, said Baby Bear. Would you like to come too? Yes, please, said the owl. An aeroplane roared out of the clouds. Baby Bear waved, and some of the passengers waved back. On and on they flew, up above the clouds, past millions of stars, till at last they landed on the moon. There's no one here, said Baby Bear. There are no trees, said the owl. It's a bit boring, said Baby Bear. Shall we have a picnic? What a good idea, said the owl. We'd better go, said Baby Bear. My bath must be ready by now. Off they went, down and down. The owl got out and flew away. Goodbye, he said. It was nice to meet you. It rained, and the rain dripped through Baby Bear's helmet. Home went Baby Bear, back down the chimney and onto the living room carpet with a bump. Mrs. Bear came into the room. Look at the state of you, she gasped as she led him away to the bathroom. Why, you look as if you've been up the chimney. As a matter of fact, said Baby Bear, I have been up the chimney. I found a rocket and went to visit the moon. Mrs. Bear laughed. You and your stories, she said. Whatever next? Well, I hope you enjoyed that story. I've got my space boots